Coming up on your Blazer Sports Report, we'll learn more about VSU student-athletes, including stories about some of their journeys to VSU.
Then we will get updates from some recent tennis matches. Your Blazer Sports Report starts now.
Welcome to the Blazer Sports Report. I'm Joshua Julian.
And I'm Edward Etty. Last Saturday, the Valdosta State football team has been practicing this spring in preparation for the upcoming season later this fall. Blazer Sports reporter Bonnie McClendon went out to the practice field to speak with returning junior quarterback Ivory Durham to find out his thoughts going into the new season.
Today, Ivory Durham and fellow Valdosta Blazers are participating in their final practice before the spring game this Friday. We spoke to Ivory about how he's preparing for his second starting season as a Valdosta State Blazer quarterback. Saturday, April 2nd marks the last practice for the VSU Blazer football team. And while there is a lot of buzz around newly hired head coach Tremaine Jackson, some returning faces such as junior quarterback Ivory Durham looks to make a big impact in the upcoming 2022 season.
We're going to take it practice by practice, game by game, and at the end of the day, we want to be holding the trophy up.
Ivory Durham made his debut at quarterback for the Blazers back in 2018 when he was a backup to Rogan Wells for both the 2018 and 2019 season. Durham continued to prepare for his new role as a quarterback for the Blazers.
I really just got better mentally. Everything else was there, but mentally, I needed to be mature and be the quarterback that they needed me to be.
Ivory Durham's time finally came in the 2021 season as he became the official starter for the Blazers. Ivory ended up leading the team to a national title loss behind a 9-1 regular season record and 45 total touchdowns. This season, Ivory looks to improve upon those numbers with new head coach Jackson by his side.
Coach Jackson, he's a great coach and a great man, and I respect him. So I like what he's doing with the program, and he's gonna be a great head coach.
Ivory Durham looks to be a key leader of the 2022 Blazer team heading into next season. For the Blazer Sports Report, I'm Bonnie McClendon.
Thanks, Bonnie. The VSU football team is coming off a successful 12-2 season with hopes of returning to the national title game again this fall. Spring practices will conclude with the annual spring game this weekend. Go to vstateblazers.com to find out more about the upcoming game.
This past weekend, the Blazers baseball team was back in action, taking on Christian Brothers University. Blazer sports reporter Nick Iacchino went out to the field to speak with E.J. Doskow, who has been an important part of the team. Here's more.
Blazers first baseman E.J. Doskow has been blazing his own trail for the Valdosta State baseball team. E.J. Doskow was a junior first baseman from Miami, Florida. He has played for the Blazers for 2 seasons and has been outstanding for both. Currently, he leads the team in batting with a .448 average and a 1.34 on-base percentage. His team also sees him as a leader on and off the field.
Yes, I believe so, because everyone looks up to me. Everyone always asks me questions here and there. As they say, it calls veterans, but all in all, I would say yeah.
EJ has also shined defensively with 151 putouts and has helped turn 12 double plays for the Blazers. Overall, the Blazers need a strong push to punch their ticket to the playoffs, but EJ's determination won't let his team down.
Honestly, the conference tournament, I know every time we went there last year, we didn't come out with the wins, but hopefully this year we could do it and win ourselves a ring.
Last season, VSU competed in its 21st GSC postseason tournament and were the number 4 seed. EJ and the Blazers are still vying for a spot in the Gulf South Conference tournament this season, currently sitting at a 21-8 record. Due to EJ Doskow's hard work and leadership, he has propelled himself into the spotlight for the Blazers baseball team. Reporting live from Tommy Thomas Park at Billy Graham Field, this is Nick Iacchino for the Blazers Sports Report.
Thanks, Nick. The Blazers will travel to Georgia College for a midweek game before heading to Carrollton for a 3-game series against the University of West Georgia. Keep up with the action by following @VSUTV_sports on social media.
This week, Blazers sports reporter Jordan Thomas went out to Steele's Diamond to learn more about Taylor Macera's journey to Valdosta State University. Let's learn more about this story of how a student athlete's dream came true.
For most college athletes, the hardest decision is determining where to continue their academic and athletic career. Growing up in the program, Taylor Macera found home in the Blazer community. With her dad being the coach for the softball team at VSU, Taylor had the unique opportunity to follow along as the team practiced and played games. Taylor said this impacted her life and her desire to pursue the sport herself.
I kind of grew up just getting to be around women who were really strong and passionate about the sport, and it bred a compassion for it myself.
This compassion for the sport and drive to play in college was a small flame that only got brighter in 2012 when the softball team won the regional championship and went on to win the national championship. Standing with her dad after the regional win instilled a drive in Taylor that makes her who she is today.
And it was sort of at that moment that I realized that this is the title that I wanted to compete for myself. And holding that trophy when you're 12 years old and holding it when you're 19 are two very big feelings. But I had a lot of fire in me from the first time I touched that trophy, and then actually getting to hold a trophy that I helped win, and I got to do it in the uniform that I got to see those girls win it in, was a moment that I don't think anything will ever match that.
The feeling of winning a national championship is something every athlete at VSU strives for. After years of athletic experience, the Blazers know that to reach that moment of victory, they have to remain committed and diligent in their training.
Valdosta State is special in the fact that we have an expectation for winning and for excellence here, and that is kind of followed up by hard work and determination. And I don't think that there are very many places that have sort of this community where that's understood and that's appreciated the way that it is here at Valdosta State.
Taylor is continuing to live out her dream as a Blazer softball player and has high hopes for the rest of the season. The currently ranked number 4 Blazers lit a path to the national championship last season, and that flame does not look to be dwindling down anytime soon. Reporting from Steele's Diamond for Blazer Sports Report, I'm Jordan Thomas.
Thanks, Jordan. Taylor and the rest of the team will be back in action this weekend for a 3-game series at West Georgia. The team will look to improve their conference record to stay atop the Gulf South Conference standings. Now let's go to Benjamin Woods over at the Vsu Tennis courts for a recap of the men's and women's tennis matches this past weekend.
The men and women's tennis team had quite the busy weekend as they had a game Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the men, it didn't seem to be a problem though, as they swept Christian Brothers 7-0, they swept Mississippi College 7-0, and they had a gentleman's sweep with West Alabama 6-1. For the women, it was a little bit more trouble as they swept West Georgia 4-0, and then it went to a 7-game series with Mississippi College beating them 4-3, and then got swept 0-7 by West Alabama. This Friday, both teams will be traveling to Alabama to go against Montevallo. This has been Benjamin Woods reporting for this Blazer Sports Report. Back to you.
Thanks, Ben. Well, that's it for today's Blazer Sports Report. I'm Edward Etty.
And I'm Joshua Julian. Make sure to follow us on social media at VSUTV_sports for updates and previews of upcoming shows and our new podcast, The Blazer Breakdown. Go Blazers!